Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract money like a magnet, while others struggle to make ends meet? The answer might surprise you. It's not about working harder or being smarter. It's about something much deeper, something that happens inside your mind. Today, we're going to explore one of the most powerful ways to change your life and attract wealth. It's called Neville Goddard's secret manifestation technique. Now you might be thinking, oh great, another get-rich-quick scheme. But hold on, because this is different. This amazing method doesn't need any special tools or hard work. You don't need to buy anything or sign up for expensive seminars. Instead, it's all about changing how you think and feel inside. It's about rewiring your brain for success and abundance. Let's take an example. If you want to become rich, most people think they need to work harder, invest wisely, or start a successful business. And while those things can help, Goddard's technique suggests something different. It says you need to feel rich in your mind first before you see it in real life. It's like planting a seed in your mind that grows into real wealth. Now here's where it gets really interesting. If you don't change how you think and feel inside, nothing in your life will change outside. This is what Neville Goddard's technique is all about. It's like trying to grow a beautiful garden. If you don't change the soil and plant new seeds, you'll keep getting the same old weeds. In the same way, if you don't change your inner thoughts and feelings, you'll keep getting the same results in life. But here's the good news. If you learn to use this method well, you can create the wealthy life you've always wanted. Imagine waking up every day feeling financially secure. Picture yourself easily paying your bills, taking dream vacations, and helping others with your abundance. This isn't just a fantasy. People have used Goddard's technique to transform their lives in amazing ways. However, there's a catch. To make this work, you'll need to face your own doubts and negative thoughts. It's like cleaning out a cluttered room. At first, it might seem overwhelming. You might find some thoughts or beliefs that you didn't even know were there. But don't worry, this is all part of the process. By facing these thoughts head-on, you're taking the first step towards real change. Now let's dive deeper into how this technique works. Neville Goddard taught that our world is like a giant mirror. But instead of reflecting our physical appearance, it reflects what we believe about ourselves and life. It's like we're constantly sending out signals, and the world responds by showing us experiences that match those signals. Here's how it works in real life. If you believe you're bad with money, life will keep showing you situations where you struggle financially. You might find yourself constantly facing unexpected expenses or passing up good opportunities because you don't feel worthy. The mirror of life simply says, "Your wish is my command," and gives you more experiences that match your belief. But here's the exciting part. This mirror doesn't judge whether your beliefs are good or bad. It just reflects whatever you believe. So if you start believing you're great with money, life will start to show you more ways to make money. You might suddenly notice job opportunities you never saw before. Or you might find yourself having brilliant ideas for a new business. The key is to change what you're projecting into the mirror. This might sound too good to be true, but it's based on a deep understanding of how our minds work. Scientists have found that our brains are incredibly flexible. They can form new connections and patterns throughout our lives. This ability is called neuroplasticity. When you change your thoughts and beliefs, you're literally rewiring your brain. And when your brain changes, your life changes. Let's look at a real-life example. Imagine two people, Alex and Sam. They both lose their jobs on the same day. Alex believes that finding a good job is hard and that the economy is against them. Sam, on the other hand, believes that every challenge is an opportunity and that the perfect job is out there waiting. Who do you think will find a new job faster? Chances are, it will be Sam. Not because Sam is luckier, but because Sam's belief system will lead to different actions. Sam might network more, approach job hunting with enthusiasm, and spot opportunities that Alex misses. The mirror of life reflects back each person's beliefs, creating very different experiences. But here's the most important part. Both Alex and Sam have the power to change their beliefs. And that's exactly what Neville Goddard's technique helps you do. It gives you the tools to change what you're projecting into the mirror of life. Now you might be wondering, how exactly do I use this technique? Don't worry, we're going to break it down step by step. But first, let's talk about why this method is so powerful, especially when it comes to attracting wealth. When most people think about getting rich, they focus on external things. They think about working harder, finding the right investments, or coming up with $1 million idea. And while these things can be important, Goddard's technique suggests that true wealth starts in the mind. Think about it this way. Have you ever known someone who makes a lot of money but always seems to be broke? Or someone who wins the lottery but ends up poor again after a few years? This happens because their inner beliefs about money haven't changed. They might have more cash for a while, but their wealth mindset is still poor. On the flip side, have you ever met someone who seems to attract money effortlessly? They might not even be the hardest worker or the smartest person, but somehow they always land on their feet financially. This is often because they have a wealth mindset. They see themselves as abundant, deserving, and capable of handling money well. Goddard's technique helps you develop this wealth mindset from the inside out. Instead of chasing money, you learn to become the kind of person that money is naturally drawn to. It's like changing your money magnetism from negative to positive. But here's the really exciting part. This technique doesn't just work for money. You can use it to improve any area of your life: relationships, health, career, you name it. It's like having a master key that can unlock any door to success. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds great, but does it really work? It's a fair question. After all, we've all seen our share of self-help methods that promise the moon but deliver little. But Goddard's technique is different. It's been around for decades and has a track record of success. People from all walks of life have used it to transform their circumstances. Take the story of John, for example. John was deep in debt and struggling to make ends meet. He had tried everything, working overtime, cutting expenses, even starting a side hustle. But nothing seemed to work. Then he discovered Goddard's technique. At first he was skeptical. How could simply changing his thoughts make a difference? But John decided to give it a try. He started imagining himself debt-free and financially secure. He practiced feeling the relief and joy of having abundance. At first, nothing seemed to change, but John persisted. After a few weeks, he noticed something strange. He started having ideas for how to increase his income. Opportunities he had never noticed before suddenly appeared. Within 6 months, John had paid off half his debt and was on track to financial freedom. Now, was this just luck? Or did John's change in mindset open him up to opportunities he was blind to before? According to Goddard's teachings, John's inner change created outer results. But John's story isn't unique. There are countless examples of people using this technique to transform their lives. From attracting dream jobs to healing relationships to overcoming health challenges, the applications are endless. So, how can you start using this powerful technique in your own life? How can you reprogram your mind for wealth and success? That's exactly what we're going to explore next. Get ready to discover the keys to unlocking your own abundant future. Now that we understand the power of Goddard's technique, let's dive into how to actually use it. The first key is something you've been using since you were a child: your imagination. Goddard said that what you imagine in your mind becomes real. It might sound simple, but this is actually a profound idea. Think about it. Everything in our world, from the chair you're sitting on to the device you're using to read this, started as an idea in someone's mind. Someone imagined it first, then took steps to make it real. Goddard taught that we can use this same power to create the life we want, including a life of wealth and abundance. So how do you use your imagination to get rich? It's simpler than you might think. Start by finding a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and picture yourself living the wealthy life you want. But don't just think about it in a vague way. Really see it in vivid detail. Imagine waking up in your dream home. What does your bedroom look like? What can you see out of the window? Now picture yourself going through your day as a wealthy person. How do you spend your time? What kind of car do you drive? Who are you with? What does it feel like to know you have more than enough money? The key here is to make it as real as possible in your mind. Use all your senses. What do you see? What sounds do you hear? What does wealth smell like to you? Maybe it's the leather interior of a luxury car, or the fresh scent of a tropical beach where you're vacationing. This might feel silly at first, especially if your current reality is very different from what you're imagining, but stick with it. Remember, you're planting seeds in your subconscious mind. These seeds will grow into your new reality if you nurture them regularly. Now we come to the second key, and this is where many people miss the mark. It's not enough to just think about being rich. You need to feel it too. Goddard often said, "Feeling is the secret." What did he mean by this? When you imagine your wealthy life, you need to really feel the joy, the freedom, the excitement. Feel the relief of knowing all your bills are paid and you have plenty left over. Feel the confidence of walking into any store and knowing you can buy whatever you want. Feel the satisfaction of being able to help others with your abundance. Why is feeling so important? Because your emotions are like fuel for your imagination. They give power to your thoughts. Think of it like this: your thoughts are like placing an order at a restaurant, but your feelings are what actually pays for the meal and brings it to your table. Here's a practical way to do this. As you're imagining your wealthy life, pay attention to how your body feels. Does your chest feel light and expansive? Do you feel a smile coming to your face? Do you feel a sense of calm and security? These physical sensations are signs that you're tapping into the feeling of wealth. If you're having trouble feeling wealthy, start smaller. Think of a time when you felt really good about money, even if it was just finding a $20 bill on the street. Remember how that felt and gradually expand that feeling. The more real it feels, the faster it will come true. This is because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's vividly imagined and what's real. When you feel wealthy in your imagination, your subconscious starts to accept it as reality. And once your subconscious accepts something as real, it works tirelessly to make it your actual reality. The third key to Goddard's technique is what he called living from the end. This means living as if your wish has already come true. If you want to be rich, start acting like you're already rich. This doesn't mean going out and spending money you don't have. Instead, it's about adopting the mindset and habits of a wealthy person. How would a wealthy person think? They might think in terms of abundance rather than scarcity. They might focus on opportunities rather than obstacles. How would they talk? They might speak confidently about money rather than with fear or worry. Start doing these things now, even if your bank account doesn't match up yet. Remember, you're not pretending or lying to yourself. You're aligning yourself with the version of you that is already wealthy. Here's a practical example. Let's say you're in a store and you see something expensive that you really want. Instead of thinking, I can't afford that, try thinking, I'm so glad I can buy things like this whenever I want. You don't have to actually buy it. The point is to start feeling and thinking like someone who could easily afford it. Or when you're paying bills, instead of feeling stressed, try feeling grateful that you have the means to pay them. This might feel strange at first, especially if money is tight. But remember, you're training your mind to see abundance rather than lack. Living from the end also means making decisions as if you were already wealthy. Would a wealthy version of you stay in that job you hate? Would they tolerate toxic relationships? Would they take better care of their health? Start making choices now that align with your wealthy future self. This doesn't mean you should be reckless or irresponsible. It means aligning your current actions with your future vision. If the wealthy version of you would start a business, maybe you can start researching business ideas now. If the wealthy you would be fit and healthy, you can start taking better care of yourself today. Living from the end is powerful because it bridges the gap between your current reality and your desired reality. It tells your subconscious mind, this is who I am now. And your subconscious mind, being the obedient servant it is, begins to create circumstances that match this new identity. Remember, the aim here isn't to deny your current reality, but to spend more and more time living in the feeling of your desired reality. It's like tuning a radio to a new station. At first, you might hear static or catch bits of the old station, but as you fine-tune, the new station becomes clearer and clearer. Now that we've covered the basics of Goddard's technique, let's talk about a crucial element that many people overlook: persistence. This is the fourth key to making this method work for you. Don't give up if you don't see results right away. Keep imagining and feeling your wealthy life every day. Think of it like planting a seed. When you plant a seed in the ground, you don't see results immediately. It takes time for the seed to sprout and grow. But just because you can't see it doesn't mean nothing is happening. Below the surface, big changes are taking place. The same is true when you're using Goddard's technique. Even when things look bad on the outside, keep believing in your vision. The outer world takes time to catch up with your inner changes. This is because our physical reality often has a bit of lag time. The thoughts and feelings you have today might take weeks or even months to show up in your life. During this time, it's common to face doubts and challenges. You might think, this isn't working, maybe I'm doing it wrong. But this is exactly when you need to persist the most. Every time you choose to believe in your vision, despite outer appearances, you're strengthening your new belief system. Here's a practical tip. Set aside time each day to practice your imaginal scenes. It could be first thing in the morning, during your lunch break, or right before bed. Consistency is key. It's better to spend 5 minutes every day imagining your wealthy life than to do it for an hour once a week. Remember, you're reprogramming years of old thoughts and beliefs. This doesn't happen overnight, but with persistence, you'll start to see changes. At first, they might be small. Maybe you find some extra money or a new opportunity comes up. Celebrate these small wins. They're signs that your new reality is starting to take shape. As we delve deeper into Goddard's technique, it's important to understand the power of focus. Many people make the mistake of focusing on what they don't have. They constantly think about their debts, their lack of money, or their financial struggles. But remember, what you focus on expands. If you keep thinking, I'm poor, or I never have enough money, you'll stay stuck in that reality. Your mind will find evidence to support these beliefs, and you'll create more experiences of lack. Instead, shift your focus to what you want. Change your thoughts to, I'm becoming wealthier every day, or money flows to me easily and frequently. This doesn't mean ignoring your current financial situation or being irresponsible with money. It means choosing where to put your mental energy. When you catch yourself thinking about lack, gently redirect your thoughts to abundance. It's like changing the channel on a TV. You have the remote control. Use it. Focus also means being clear about what you want. Instead of a vague wish to be rich, get specific. How much money do you want to have? What will you do with it? How will your life be different? The clearer your vision, the easier it is for your subconscious mind to work towards it. Here's a practical exercise. Write down your ideal financial situation in detail. Include numbers, but also focus on how it feels. Then read this description every day, feeling it as real. This keeps your focus sharp and your vision clear. Now let's tie everything together with what we can call the manifestation cycle. This is how you put all the pieces of Goddard's technique into action. Start with your imagined wealthy life. See it clearly in your mind. Feel it as real. Live from the end, acting as if it's already true. Do this consistently, every day. This is you planting and watering the seed. Then, look for small signs in your life that show it's working. Maybe you find some extra money in an old coat pocket, or a friend offers you a promising business opportunity, or you suddenly have an idea for a new source of income. These are like the first sprouts of your seed breaking through the soil. Focus on these good things no matter how small they seem. When you notice them, feel grateful. This gratitude amplifies the positive energy and helps to attract more good things. It's like giving your sprouting seed extra water and sunlight. As you keep doing this, you'll notice more and more positive changes. Your new, wealthy reality will start taking shape around you. But here's the key. Don't stop your imaginal work just because you see some results. Keep going. Keep feeling wealthy. Keep living from the end. This creates an upward spiral. The more you imagine and feel your wealthy life, the more evidence of wealth you see around you. And the more evidence you see, the easier it becomes to imagine and feel wealthy. It's a self-reinforcing cycle that gains momentum over time. Remember, this cycle isn't always smooth or linear. You might have setbacks or moments of doubt. That's normal. When this happens, go back to your imaginal scenes. Reconnect with the feeling of being wealthy. Trust the process and keep going. As we wrap up our exploration of Neville Goddard's secret manifestation technique, let's recap the main points. We've learned that our outer world is a reflection of our inner world. We've discovered the power of imagination, the importance of feeling, and the need to live from the end. We've talked about persistence, focus, and the manifestation cycle. But perhaps the most important thing to remember is this. True wealth begins in your mind. By changing your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs about money, you can transform your financial reality. This doesn't mean ignoring practical actions or financial wisdom. Instead, it means aligning your inner world with your outer actions to create powerful, lasting change. Starting today, make a commitment to practice these techniques. Imagine your wealthy life vividly. Feel the joy and freedom of abundance. Act as if you're already wealthy. Be persistent, stay focused, and watch for signs of your manifestation. Remember, every great achievement starts with a single thought. Your journey to wealth begins now, within your own mind. As you apply these principles, you'll likely find that not only does your financial situation improve, but other areas of your life may transform as well. This is because the same technique can be applied to health, relationships, career success, and more. You're not just learning how to attract wealth, You're learning how to consciously create your entire life experience. Finally, be patient and kind with yourself as you practice this technique. Like any skill, it takes time to master. Celebrate your progress no matter how small it might seem. Every step forward is bringing you closer to your wealthy, abundant life. Remember, you have the power to shape your reality. Your mind is the key to unlocking a life of wealth and abundance. Use it wisely, use it consistently, and watch as your world transforms before your eyes. Your journey to wealth has just begun, and the possibilities are limitless. Here's to your abundant future.